low back. Let's do it. Okay. I'm just gonna mute you. Cool, cool. All right, I forgot my water. That's okay. All right, let's get started laying flat on your back. If you have like a bolster or a blanket or a pillow or something that you want to put underneath your knees to help support your low back, you're more than welcome to. Relaxing your arms down by your side, or if you want to bend your knees or bring the soles of your feet together, whatever feels most supportive for you. Close your eyes. Take a moment to scan your body from head to toe. Notice how your body feels. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Take another inhale through your nose. This time seal your mouth and exhale through your nose. Connect to your Ujjayi breath. And use this Ujjayi breath to help guide your practice. Allow it to quiet your mind and help connect your mind and body together. When you're ready, draw your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins or place your hands on your knees. Just a gentle rock from side to side to massage your low back against your mat. You can keep your eyes closed. If you want to shake your head no in opposition, you can. Soften in your core and your belly and let your spine melt into your mat. And then when you're ready, roll towards one side. Keep your spine nice and soft. Let your arms do the work to push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Coming into a cross-legged position. If you have a block or a pillow and you'd like to sit on a block or a pillow, you can as well. Place your hands on your knees and make some soft circles in your ribs. Pull your ribs to the right, forward, left, and back. And again, make your circles as big as that feels comfortable for you. And try and get the full circle. Careful that your ribs aren't stuck and you're not moving your spine around, that you really want to find an arch and a contraction in your spine. Being gentle. And the next time you get to the back, reverse the circle. Maybe soften your head. Let your neck kind of sway with your spine. And then come into a neutral position. Inhale, sweep your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, drop your left hand down and reach your right hand onto the left side of your cheek and your head. Just gently drape your head over to the side. Draw your left shoulder down your back. Sometimes I like to externally rotate my arm and lift my palm up towards the ceiling, and then I get a nice stretch in chest and a little bit in your bicep. If that feels comfortable for you, you're more than welcome to. If you want to place your fingertips down to your mat. One more inhale. Keep your left hand where it is. Release your right hand and then turn your chin towards your shoulder at a diagonal. Continue to reach your fingers as far away from your shoulder as possible. Release any tension in your jaw. Good, and one more inhale. And then exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. Relax your hand on your thigh and your knee. Just rock your chin from side to side. And slowly come center. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, drop your right hand down, bring your left hand onto the outside of your the right side of your head, and let your ear drip down towards your shoulder. Again, you can play around with walking your fingers as far away from your shoulder as possible. You can also rotate your arm and your palm forward if you want. Stay here and take a few breaths. Good. And then release, wrong side. Release your arm and turn your chin down towards your shoulder so you get a nice stretch in the side of your neck. Reach your fingers as far away as feels comfortable. Again, you can rotate your arm or not. Good, one more inhale. And then exhale, relax, draw your chin towards your chest. And gently walk your hands forward into a tabletop position. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see a little bit better. Allow the tops of your feet to rest on your mat. Spread your fingers wide. Draw your navel in to support your low back. We're going to move through what's called segmented cat-cow. So a little different than what you might be used to with cat-cow. So if you need to watch first, you're more than welcome to. So energize your wrists towards your knees, and you'll feel your core and your shoulders and your arms engaged. Now the goal is to move one vertebrae at a time. So start from your tailbone, the bone at the very, very base of your spine, and slowly start to pull yourself into cow pose, very gently here, and move one vertebrae at a time. Pull your heart forward and reach your chin forward. Now pause here and breathe. Energize your forearms and your wrists towards your knees. Hello, Franklin. Open up your collarbones. Let your head be soft. Sometimes in cow pose, we think we need to look up and arch and strain our neck. I want you to think of extension here. Extend your spine as long as you can. Inhale. And now from the very base of your spine, exhale, slowly start to pull yourself into cat pose. Curve and round one vertebrae at a time. You make the movements as big or as small as you need to. Your contraction might look deeper or less deep than mine is, and that's okay. Press your hands into your mat, pull your navel in, scoop your tailbone under as much as you can, let your head relax. Good. Keep your focus down towards your belly button. Inhale, cow pose. Pull your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Nice and smooth and controlled, one vertebrae at a time. Start to pull your chest forward. Draw your shoulders down your back. Inhale. Exhale, cat pose. Tuck your tailbone. Continue to reach your chest forward. Your upper spine is the very last to move. Again, you're moving one vertebrae at a time. Good. Pause here. Now we're going to move from the very top of your spine all the way down to the base. So keep your tailbone tucked under, keep your lower abdominals engaged, and start to look forward with your head. Reach your chest forward, pull your heart forward, pull yourself into cow pose, and your tailbone is the very last to move. Soften your shoulders down your back. Inhale. Exhale, now you tuck your chin towards your chest and start to push yourself into cat pose. One vertebrae at a time, your tailbone is the very last to move. Good, once more like that. Inhale, look forward. Open up, pull your heart forward. Nice and smooth and controlled. Tailbone is the last to move. Big breath. Exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest. Start to round and pull your spine up towards the ceiling. Nice and smooth and controlled. Good, and then pause here. Reach back into your child's pose. Walk your arms forward, pause and breathe. If you have a pillow and you want to place your pillow or bolster or block underneath your hamstrings to help support the flex of your legs and hips, you're more than welcome to. Maybe you want to rock your hips from side to side or walk your hands over to the left or to the right, whatever feels comfortable for you. Maybe a gentle shake of your head no. Release any tension in your jaw. One more inhale. And then exhale, plank pose. Press your hands down to your mat and step your toes back. Screw your hands into your mat. You can always rest your knees down onto your mat if you want to find a little bit more support here. Reach your heart forward, draw your shoulders down your back, pull your navel in. Good. If you want to take a few rocks forward and back, you can, just to soften in your shoulders. You can always lower onto your knees and take some small rocks forward and back, or find stillness. Good. Inhale, bend your knees as much as you can, and then exhale, push your hips back. Maybe even walk your feet just a little bit closer. Bend your knees as much as you can to push your stomach all the way back towards your thighs. This mat is very slippery. I need to fold it for a second. Good. There we go. So push your stomach back towards your thighs as much as you can. Bend your knees. Try and get your stomach to touch your thighs. Let your head relax. Good. Inhale, plank pose, shift forward. Shoulders stack right over your wrists. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Press back into a very modified downward facing dog. Let your head relax. Soften your knees. Once more, inhale, plank pose, shift forward. Exhale, bent knee, downward facing dog. Push your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Good. Now inhale, keep your hips where they are. Exhale, slowly straighten your legs as much or as little as you wish. Let your head relax. Pull your stomach in and reach your tailbone back. Good. Pause here and breathe in your downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, slowly walk your feet all the way forward to the top of your mat into your forward fold. Soften your head, soften your shoulders and your neck. You can hold on to the outsides of your elbows and really let your spine hang forward. You can also interlace your fingers and reach your arms overhead, or let your arms dangle like empty coat sleeves. Shake your head yes and no. Release your ribs. Release your stomach so that your ribs can really fall, truly hang forward. Good. You can bend your knees as much or as little as you want. And then inhale, bend your knees. Look at your belly button. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and smooth and controlled. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms high. Exhale, Samastitihi. Bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes. Pause here and breathe. Spread your feet wide and press your feet firmly into your mat. Take a moment to set your intention for your practice. Maybe there's something in your life that you want to dedicate your practice to, someone in your life, or maybe it's simply to disconnect from your to-do list for the next 50 minutes or so. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Slowly blink your eyes open. Inhale, mountain pose. Excuse me, Franklin. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms high. Exhale, soften your knees as you bow forward into your forward fold. Let your head relax. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your hands to your shins or your thighs. Pause here and breathe. So depending on how your back feels, you might want to lift your chest a little bit more. Hands can go thighs or shins. Pull your chest forward, so soften your shoulders down your back. Energize your tailbone back behind you so you have a nice long spine here. Pull the space away from your ribs and your hips. Good. Hold and breathe. This is a new one. And then exhale. Let's see if I can do this. Plank pose. Press your hands down. Step your feet back. One. Oh, nope, she left. And then the other. Good. And then drop your knees down. Inhale, shift your chest forward. Exhale, hug your elbows in as you slowly lower your stomach all the way down onto your mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, Sphinx pose. Press your forearms to your mat. Now scoop your tailbone under. Try and make a cat spine in your low back so your lower abdominals stay supported. You might even be able to lift your belly button off of your mat, which would be great. Now pinch your shoulders together and pull your heart forward. Find length here. Oftentimes in back bends, especially when we do cobra or up dog, people think about reaching their head back towards their tailbone. But for me, the way I like to teach these poses, and especially right now since we're focusing on low back pain, I want you to pull your heart forward and find length in your spine. Find extension instead of flexion and reaching back. Open up your heart. Press your forearms down into your mat and draw your elbows back towards your wrists, or back towards your hips. Good. Hold it here. Remember, scoop your tailbone under. Hold here and breathe. Find length in your spine. Stay supported in your low back. So you want to think about making a cat spine in your low back and a cow spine in your upper back. One more inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Soften your shoulders, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Good. Inhale, soften your knees, look forward. Good. Exhale, forward, fold. Let your head relax. Shake your head yes and no. Good. So we're going to flow through that once more, just a little bit faster to create a little bit more heat in our bodies. But remember, you go on your own, at your own pace, so do whatever feels most comfortable for you. Inhale, halfway lift. Find length in your spine. Exhale, fold, soften, and let your head drop down. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms high. Exhale, let your arms relax and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, halfway lift to reset your spine. Pull your heart forward. Exhale, plank pose. Press your hands down, step your feet back. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward, lower onto your knees. Exhale, hug your elbows in, lower all the way down. Untuck your toes. Inhale, Sphinx pose. Pull your chest forward. Remember, scoop your tailbone under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Pause here and breathe. Softening your head and your neck. Good. Inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, walk, step, or lightly hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, look at your belly button. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, you're going to step all the way back into your crescent lunge. You're going to step your left foot all the way back so your right foot is forward into your crescent lunge. Now stay here and take a few breaths. Lift your hip bones up towards your rib cage. If you want to lower down into crescent moon and lower your left knee down, you're more than welcome to. Scoop your tailbone under, again, so your hips pull up towards your ribs. Now relax your shoulders down and reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Good. Draw your right hip back behind you so your hip bones stay open. Good. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. You're going to place your hands down. Hold here and breathe. If you want to take a couple rocks forward and back, you can. Maybe if you want to circle your hips around, you can also soften your left knee down and release the top of your hips if that feels more supportive for you. Whatever feels best on your legs and your hips. Good. Press your hands firmly into your mat. Inhale. Exhale, plank pose. Step your right foot back. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, hug your elbows in and slowly lower all the way down. Untuck your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your knees and thighs off of your mat. If this feels too much, you can stay here and lower down in cobra pose or continue on to Sphinx pose. So if you're in upward facing dog, your knees and thighs come off of your mat. Same thing that you found in Sphinx pose. Pull your shoulders down and find length in your heart. Pull your chest forward. I like to imagine I could pull my chest so far forward that I would start to slide my feet forward. Good. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Relax your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, crescent lunge, step your right foot back. Hold and breathe. If you want to lower down into crescent moon, you're more than welcome to. Scoop your hips under. Pull your ribs down. Push your left hip back behind you as you energize your right heel back behind you. So you find a lot of length in the front of your body. Soften in your jaw, soften in your neck. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Place your hands down. You can rock forward and back if you want. You can make some circles in your knees or your hips, whatever feels comfortable. Maybe you want to drop your knee down. Whatever you did on the first side, do again on this side. Good. Place your hands down. Inhale.
Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, slowly lower your stomach all the way down, untuck your toes. Inhale, either upward facing dog or cobra pose, pull your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Let your head relax. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms high, keep your arms overhead. Exhale, chair pose, push your hips back, stay here and breathe. I don't care how deep you bend your knees and falling over and how deep you get into your hips. I don't want you to push your knees forward, so make sure your butt goes back. If you'd rather bring your legs to touch, if that feels more comfortable, or you can keep your feet right underneath your hips. Option to bring your hands down to heart center if you want. Find that scoop of your tailbone, a nice long low back. So avoid reaching your tailbone back behind you. Pull, zip your ribs and your hips towards one another. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Push your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot back and keep your right foot forward, step your left foot back. Wow, my words are losing me today. Push your right hip back behind you. Inhale, crescent moon, drop your left knee down and reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Pause here and breathe. Push your right hip back behind you. Again, scoop your tailbone under. I'm gonna say that a lot and you're gonna get sick of hearing me say it, but you really wanna lengthen your lumbar spine. So oftentimes in a yoga class, you might wanna shift forward and kind of sink into your hips and compress into your lumbar spine. But today I want you to stay supportive. I want you to use your lower abdominals, push your tailbone down, and you'll feel, I'm going to switch legs so that you can see a little bit better. You'll feel a nice deep stretch in your hip flexors, maybe even into your psoas. Option here, if you want to grab that would be your left wrist, and you want to stretch gently, very, very gently over to the side, just to help open up a little bit more. You're more than welcome to. Or keep your arms here. Good. You're going to breathe and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lift your knee off of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Open to the side. Pull your thigh bones apart from one another and take your gaze forward. Shoulders, ribs, and hips all stack in one line. Pull your thigh bones apart from one another and press your pinky toe down to your mat. Squeeze your glutes so that your hips come forward. Careful your butt doesn't come out behind you. Inhale, reverse triangle. Press into your front leg and stretch up and back. Imagine a beach ball on your right ribs for support. Careful you don't reach too far down. The goal of triangle pose is not to reach down as far as you can. The goal is to find length in your spine. Soften your shoulders down your back. Again, squeeze your glutes and press your hips forward. Imagine you're in between a very narrow hallway. You don't have room to stick your butt back behind you. So squeeze your glutes and open up in the front of your hips. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. You're going to cartwheel your hands down to 12 and 6. You have options here. You can tense your fingertips up onto your mat if you have a block or a pillow or something you'd like to place your hand on, or you can place your elbow on your knee. I don't care where your upper or your right arm is. I care where your spine is. So if you've noticed that your shoulder and hip rotate down, you want to roll and stack. Stack your shoulders and ribs on top of one another. Squeeze your right butt cheek and press your pelvis forward. You're still in between that very narrow hallway. So if you look at it from the side, you don't want your hips sticking out. You want to scoop under. Good. Hold here. Oops, wrong side. Hold here and breathe. Good. Inhale, star pose. Turn your heels in and reach your toes wide. So now you're sideways on your mat. Inhale. Exhale, goddess squat. Pull your knees wide. Bring your hands to heart center. Pause here and breathe. Now spread all 4 corners of your feet down into your mat. Pull your thigh bones apart from one another. Draw your navel in. Shoulders, ribs, and hips are all in one line. Try not to lean forward. You can bend your knees as little or as much as you want. As long as you stay stacked and you send energy of your legs going out. Good. Hold and breathe for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down into your high plank pose. Step your right foot back. Option to move through your flow, moving through up dog to down dog, or straight to downward facing dog. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Just going to turn around. Good. Inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms high. Exhale, chair pose, bump your hips back. Hold and breathe, soften in your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. You're going to step your left foot all the way back so your right foot is forward. Inhale, crescent. I said that wrong. What is wrong with my body today? You're going to send your right foot back so your left foot is forward. And then inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms high. Scoop your tailbone under, squeeze your glutes, and press your hips forward. Good. Pause here and breathe. Again, we don't want to dump forward. Stay lifted. You have the option to grab your left wrist and pull over to the side if you want to find a little deeper opening in your hip flexor and your psoas, or stay here. Listen to your body, not to your ego. Relax your head and neck. Lift your hips as much as you can up towards your ribs as you guide your pelvis forward. You want to find length in your low back, so avoid crunching. Good. Inhale. Exhale, crescent lunge. Tuck your toes and lift your knees up. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Open up, soften your neck and your shoulders. Good. Pause and breathe. Pull your thigh bones apart from one another. Draw your navel in. Scoop your hips underneath as you engage your inner thigh to draw your knee back behind you. Inhale, reverse triangle. Press into both legs and lift up and then back. Again, your beach ball is there to support you. So instead of falling into the beach ball, you want to lift up and over. Soften in your neck and your shoulders. Just a gentle touch of your left hand or your right hand on your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle to tuck your arms to 12 and 6. Again, take fingertips onto your mat or elbow on your knee. If you have a block or a pillow or something you'd like to press your hands onto, you can as well. Scoop your tailbone underneath. Roll your right side on top of your left. Avoid coming in. Avoid sticking your butt out behind you in between that very narrow hallway. Pull your chest forward away from your tailbone. Inhale, star pose. Turn your heels and reach your arms high. Exhale, goddess squat. Send your knees wide as you slowly lower down. You can imagine you're sliding down a wall. We're going to do that once more. Inhale, star pose. Imagine you're sliding down the wall. Exhale, goddess squat. Good. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2. Hold it here. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, high plank pose. Your choice, move through your flow or straight to downward facing dog. Find length in your upward facing dog. Good, let your head relax. Inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. We'll do the same flow with a couple of additions, so just listen for the change. Inhale, halfway lift to reset your spine. Remember, your halfway lift can be as high as you need to. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, bend your knees, roll up. Exhale, chair pose, sink your butt back. Good. Shift your weight onto your right foot. Exhale, crescent lunge, step your left foot all the way back. Crescent moon, drop your knee all the way down, release the top of your foot. Good. Place your hands on your thigh. Good. Deep, deep, deep tuck of your pelvis. So we're going to do a quick little activation for your hip flexors, your glutes, and your hamstring. This might send some signals to your brain. Your nervous system might freak out a little bit because this is a new thing, But if you get a cramp, just kind of gently come out of it, shake it off. Try not to tense up too much. So the top of your left foot is down onto your mat. Push your left foot down into your mat as if there was a magnet on the top of your foot and your mat. So if someone came around to try and lift your heel up, it would not be able to. Right away, you'll feel a very intense stretch in the front of your hips. This is what we're looking for. Hold there and breathe for 4, 3, 2. Now keep your hip where it is. You're going to use your glutes and your hamstrings to squeeze your left heel towards your left glute. Good. Hold and breathe. If you need to fold, if your floor is a little hard and you want to fold your mat up, you can. Hold and breathe for 4, 3. Stay lifted and tuck your pelvis under. 2. And 1. Lower down. Good. Push down onto the top of your foot and hold for 4. Deep, deep tuck in your pelvis. 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze your heel towards your butt. Hold and breathe for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press your foot down last time. Hold and breathe. See if you can tuck under even more. 2, and 1. Squeeze your heel towards your butt. Hold and breathe for 4. I know this is painful. I know this is challenging for your muscles, but it's so good for you. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down. And just pause for a moment. If you want to take a little rock forward and back, you can. If you want to take some circles, maybe straighten your legs a little bit. Whatever you need, just take a moment to wiggle in any position that feels comfortable for you. Good. Find your low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, lift high. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse triangle, lift up and over. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose, turn your heels in, reach your toes wide. Exhale, goddess squat, hold here and breathe. So that same kind of activation we want to find here in your goddess squat. So energize your heels towards one another. You'll feel your hamstrings fire up and maybe even your inner thighs. You want to try and get your heels to touch as if you could slide your heels towards one another. That's the feeling you want. Hold and breathe for 4, 3, stay calm in your breath, calm in your face. 2, and 1, and then try and rip your mat in half. Pull your knees wide. Push, push, push. Again, rip your mat in half for 4, 3, 2, and once more, squeeze your heels in. Breathe and hold for 4, 3, find a deep outer thigh rotation. 2, and 1, try and rip your mat in half. See if you can sink a little lower. Hold and breathe for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, start pose. Exhale, warrior 2. Hold for your inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Your choice, move through your flow or straight to downward facing dog. Inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Soften in your head and your neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Pull your abdominals in. Find a long, low back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Bend your knees, roll up. Exhale, chair pose. Sink your butt back. Good. Pull your lower abdominals in. Inhale, shift to your left foot. Exhale, crescent moon. Drop your right knee down and release the top of your foot. Place your hand on your thigh. Scoop your tailbone under right away. Push the top of your right foot down into your mat. Breathe and hold for 4. Find a nice lift in the front of your hips. 3. Remember, long, low back. 2. And 1. Do your best to keep your hips where they are and squeeze your heel towards your butt. Avoid leaning forward, because that's cheating. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Push your foot down into your mat and hold for 4, 3. Soften your shoulders. 2, and 1. Squeeze your heel towards your butt. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push your foot down. Hold and breathe for 4. Last 1, 3. Find a deeper tuck. 2, and 1. Squeeze your heel towards your butt. Hold and breathe for 4. You can do it. Scoop under even more. Squeeze even more. 3. Breathe. 2, and 1. Slowly release. Place your hands down. Again, any wiggles or movements that you need, maybe you want to straighten one leg, maybe you want to straighten both legs, or roll your hips from side to side. I know that can be pretty intense. Good. Inhale, crescent lunge, lift both arms high. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle, stay supportive in your low back, in your core. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach your heart forward. Inhale, oh my goodness. Star pose, turn your heels in. Exhale, goddess squat, pull your knees up. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess squat, pull your knees wide, slide down your back. Inhale. Once more, exhale, goddess squat. Good, inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two, stay for your inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, step back, your choice, move through your flow, or straight to downward facing dog. If you want to rest in child's pose, you can as well. Do what you need to do. Good. Good, downward facing dog or child's pose is where we meet. Good, inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, walk, step or lightly hop forward, let your head relax. Inhale, halfway lift, reset your spine. Exhale, fold, lift your tailbone up, let your head soften. Good, bend your knees, look towards your belly button, roll up, inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, goddess, oh my gosh, every pose is goddess squat for me today. Chair pose, sink your hips back. Good, inhale, shift your weight towards your right foot. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot all the way back. Hold here and breathe. Good, now drop your left knee down, release the top of your foot, similar as you did for crescent moon. Now you're gonna flex your right foot and press your hips back. The goal is to stay lifted and reach your chest towards your toes instead of reaching your butt back towards your heel. So, similar as you found in cow pose, push your tailbone up towards the ceiling, try and arch your spine. Open up your hamstrings behind the muscles that run along the back of your leg. And again, flex your toes. Pull your chest and your toes towards one another. Soften your right hip down. Careful, your right hip doesn't want to pike up. Hold here and breathe. Soften in your jaw and your face. Good, inhale. And then exhale, you're gonna walk your hands over to the right side of your leg, as much as feels comfortable for you. Drop your right hip down and try and internally rotate your toes. So your toes turn towards your left and your whole thigh internally rotates as you walk your hands to your right and you push your right hip back. So if you're looking at it from the front, thigh internally rotates, but you need to make sure your hip drops down. So it's not about lifting your butt cheek up, it's about internally rotate, and then you walk your hands over, and you'll feel a nice stretch on the outside of your right thigh, kind of where we like to say the IT band is. This is a tricky one. You need to check yourself. Again, we don't want our right butt cheek to lift up. You want to pull your right butt cheek back behind you, internally rotate your thigh bone, and walk your hands to the right. Good. One more inhale. And then exhale, low lunge. Walk your hands forward. We're going to transition into lizard lunge. So heel toe your right foot all the way over to the right side of your mat. Bring your hands onto the inside of your right leg and press your pelvis forward. Good. Tense your fingertips up onto your mat. And now round your spine like cat spine. Drop your chin towards your chest. Scoop your tailbone under. Hold here and breathe. Press your hands down into your mat so you really pull your shoulders up towards the ceiling. And guide your pelvis forward. You'll feel your hip flexor really open up here. Hold here and breathe. You can shake your head yes and no if you wish. Soften your jaw. So you might want to stay here and enjoy this stretch. You might want to walk your hands forward, maybe lower onto your forearms, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Good. Keep your mind quiet. Focus on your Ujjayi breath. Maybe remind yourself of your intention or your dedication that you've set in the beginning of your practice. Oftentimes when we slow down our practice, when we start to hold poses for a little bit longer, it's easier for your mind to wander. Encouraging you to keep your mind on your Ujjayi breath, on your body, on your practice. Good. If your hands are not already on your mat, go ahead and place your hands on your mat. Option here, you can bend your left knee, and then your right hand is going to come around to grab your foot into this nice quad stretch. If you aren't able to grab your foot, then place, let me turn around so you can see, place your right hand on your right thigh, push your thigh away so you can find a lot of length in your spine, and then similar as we did before with the activation in our crescent moon, press your left foot down into your mat so you can find a deeper stretch in your quad and in your hip flexor. So again, you're finding length or you're reaching to grab your foot. Notice how my spine didn't move. So even when you're holding your foot, you still want to find length in your spine. You still want to rotate. If you can pull your heel in a little bit closer, remember you want to scoop your tailbone under. Try not to send your butt back behind you. Scoop under, hold and breathe. Whether you're grabbing your foot or you're pushing your foot down for activation. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place your hands down. Now your choice, you can reach back into child's pose. You can reach back into downward facing dog, or if you want to move through your flow once more, you can. Listen to your body, not to your ego. Do what feels best for you, and don't feel any pressure or don't feel any frustration if your body decides something different than what your ego wants. Let go of your ego, tune into your body. Inhale, bend both knees, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Good, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, find length in your spine. Good, inhale, before we come into our second side, we're just gonna quickly come into a gorilla pose. So you're gonna lift your feet and slide your hands underneath your feet. Now bend your knees as much as you need to. So your toes line up with your wrists. And you can wiggle your toes for a nice wrist massage if you want. Now let your head fully release here. And reach your spine up towards the ceiling. Scoop your tailbone under. Try and make a cat spine. Around your spine. Push your tailbone down and scoop under. Let your head relax. Open in your spine. Hold here. This pose doesn't work if you're holding any part of your spine. So if you're holding your neck or you're tightening your thoracic spine or your lumbar spine, you really need to release here. Good, one more inhale. And then exhale, oh goodness, exhale, release, and then roll up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, chair pose, drop your butt back. Shift your hips towards your left foot, and then low lunge your right leg all the way back. Drop your knee down. Inhale, half split. You're gonna reach your hips back behind you, flex your toes, and reach your chest forward. Good, pause here and breathe. Drop your left hip down, pull your toes towards your chest and your chest towards your toes. So we'll stay here, and then in a little bit we'll walk our hands to the side. I'll tell you when. Find length in your spine. Push your tailbone back behind you. If you need to have a slight bend in your front knee, that's okay. Notice if any tension comes into your jaw. Soften your jaw. Soften your head and your neck. Good. And now you're going to internally rotate your left toes. Remember, try not to pike your left hip up. And then you're going to walk your hands over to the left side so you get that deep stretch on the outside of your hip. Soften in your head. Continue to find an internal rotation in your thigh as you push your left hip back behind you. Inhale, exhale, low lunge. You're going to shift forward and then heel toe into your lizard lunge. Your left foot hangs onto the outside of your the left side of your mat. Tent up your fingertips, inhale. Exhale, round your spine like a cat. Let your head hang heavy. Press your pelvis forward. Find that deep release in your hip flexor. Continue to press your hands down to push your spine up towards the ceiling. Good. From here, if you want to stay here and breathe to deepen your pose, you can. If you want to walk your hands forward, maybe lower onto your forearms, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Softening your neck. If your hands are still on your mat, how can you tuck your tailbone under even more to find more length and a deeper stretch in your hip flexor? Release your jaw. Keep your mind focused on your breath, on your body, and on your practice. As soon as you've noticed your mind has wandered, just like you let go of a balloon and it floats away, do the same with your thoughts. Let go of your thoughts and let them float away. Good. If your hands are not already on your mat, go ahead and place your hands on your mat. And again, you have the option, if you want to bend your right knee and reach your left hand around to grab your foot, you're more than welcome to. You can also press your hand onto your thigh to help open up, and you want to roll your right ribs underneath your left. You can imagine, if you looked at it from the side, you want to imagine there's a beach ball behind you, and you just want to rest back. Good. Or you reach behind and grab your foot, and you find a deep tuck of your pelvis. Try not to send your butt back behind you. Pull your heel in towards your hip. Hold it here for 3 more breaths. Softening your shoulders. One more inhale. And then exhale, slowly release. Your choice, move through your flow or reach straight back into child's pose. Let your head relax. Good, inhale. Exhale, walk your hands in and roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Shift your hips towards one side and swing your legs in front. So we're going to play kind of like a little twister. We're going to roll onto our back, our side, and our stomach. So I'm just going to show you first before you lay down so you don't have to worry about looking and thinking like, am I doing this wrong? So just stay where you are and watch. So the first thing we're going to do is a figure 4 stretch with your left leg on top of your right. Then you're going to come into a supine twist. So if you notice, it was your left leg or your right leg you pull in, and then you twist that way. Then you're going to roll off of your mat, but don't worry, I'll get you back onto your mat. You're going to roll onto your stomach and grab your foot for a quad stretch. And if you see, instead of lifting my tailbone up, I really want to tuck under, squeeze my core nice and tight, and pull my heel in. So different than just being very passive, we're staying very active. So I'm holding onto my right foot, and as I unwind onto my back, I'm going to cross my right ankle on top of my left knee. So now I'm back in the figure 4 on the second side, and then again, supine twist, and then roll onto your stomach for your quad stretch. So I'll talk you through it, but now you know the twister game we're playing. So feet on your mat, reach your arms forward, inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice and smooth and controlled. Bring your legs up to a tabletop position. Before we play twister, we're going to do a little core exercise here. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Pull your belly button in so your low back stays super duper tight to your mat. No arch in your spine. You can imagine a little bug underneath your back, and you want to squish the bug. Good. Now your right thigh is going to pull away as you drop your right heel down and you reach your left arm overhead. Exhale, center. Reach your left heel down, reach your right arm overhead. Exhale, center. And again, right leg, left arm. Exhale, center. So it's less about a knee flexion and a knee bend. It's more about hip extension. So you want to push your thigh away to open up your hip and then come back to center. Your leg doesn't really straighten any more or less than it is when it's stuck in the reverse tabletop position. At any time, if you feel your low back arch off of your mat, you want to retuck, reprogram so that you can press your low back down. Good. Hopefully you feel this in your core. This is a really, really good core stabilizer. Anytime I feel low back pain, I mean, I do this exercise almost every single day, but I definitely do this exercise as soon as I'm feeling low back pain. Let's go last time on your left. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Relax and rock from side to side. You can shake your head no. And then here we go into our twister. So let's bring your right foot down and your left ankle on top of your right knee for your supine figure four. Now, sometimes our chin will like to jet up towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin towards your chest so even your neck, your cervical spine can stay long. Push your tailbone down into your mat. Now we're going to stay active here in this pose. So flex your left foot and push your left knee by using your muscles. Push your left knee away from your face as you pull your right leg in. So sometimes we like to just relax and allow our knee, the left knee, the knee that's bent, kind of hug in. You want to open up and pull in. So then you'll feel a deeper stretch. Sometimes I like to find a gentle rock from side to side just to help soften my hips and my low back a little bit more. If that's something that feels comfortable for you, you're more than welcome to do that here. Good. Keep your right leg where it is. Inhale. Straighten your left knee. Pull your right knee in. Exhale, supine twist. Drop your right knee over towards your left side. Now anchor your right shoulder down into your mat. You can untwist if you need to. Keep your right shoulder down. If you want to twist and turn your gaze towards your right fingers, you can. Whatever feels comfortable for you. If you want a more passive stretch here, if you want to put a bolster or a block underneath your knee so you don't have to hold your muscles too much, you're more than welcome to. Good. Inhale. Exhale, quad stretch. You're going to roll onto your stomach. Remember, I'll get you onto your back in a moment. Grab your right foot, and you can bend your left arm and let your forehead rest. Scoop your tailbone under so you find lots of length in your lumbar spine. Again, you want to try and pull your belly button off of your mat, and then pull your heel down in towards your foot. If you're looking for a deeper stretch, you can activate this even more by pushing your foot and your hand in towards one another. So it's a very similar kind of tug of war feeling that we had when we were in crescent moon on our knee. Good, one more inhale. And then exhale, slowly unwind. As you unwind, hook your right ankle on top of your left knee for your supine figure four on the second side. You can relax your left foot, but activate your right. Flex your right foot and push your right knee away from your face. Remember, tuck your chin so that your cervical spine, your neck stays nice and long. If you want to find a gentle rock from side to side, you can. Release any tension in your jaw or your face. Good. Hold it here and breathe. Good. And 2 more breaths. Release your jaw. Good. Inhale, straighten your right leg, hug your left knee in, extend your left arm. Exhale, supine twist, drop your left knee over towards your right. And if you want to twist to look towards your right fingers, or excuse me, your left fingers, you can. Soften your left shoulder down. Careful you haven't twisted too much that your left shoulder comes off of your mat. If you need to unwind a little bit, that's okay. Any adjustments that you did on the first side, do again on this side. Release your jaw. Release your neck. Good, one more inhale. And then exhale, roll onto your stomach. You're gonna grab your foot for your quad stretch. Forehead on your right arm. Scoop your tailbone under as you pull your heel in towards your hip. Again, if you want to activate this a little bit more, you can push your foot into your hand for a deeper stretch. Keep your knees close towards one another. Careful your left knee doesn't swing to the left side. Stay active in your core. Keep your low back long. Avoid the tendency to arch in your low back. Sometimes in yoga we slip into this feeling of, well, I can move my body in that way. I can pull my heel so much that I can lift my knee off of my mat and arch my spine. But then you're missing the length of your low back instead of staying stacked and aligned and staying more active in your stretch. It's much healthier for your joints this way, instead of always pushing to the end range of your flexibility. One more inhale. And then exhale, release your foot and slowly roll onto your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Gentle rock from side to side. If you want to come into a happy baby, holding onto the outside or inside of your feet, you can. If you want to extend one leg or the other, maybe you want to hug yourself up into a nice tight ball. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Circle your hips around. Take another moment for yourself, and then when you're ready, Shavasana. Your legs extend, arms relax down by your side. Just like you did in the beginning, if you'd rather bring the soles of your feet together and your knees wide, or if you want to bring your feet flat on your mat, your knees point up towards the ceiling, you can. Whatever feels comfortable for you, or legs straight. Take a moment to scan your body from head to toe. Notice how your body feels in this moment. Remember how you felt in the beginning of your practice and notice how you feel now. Without judgment, without too much thought, just notice. And shift your focus and attention to your breath. Notice the natural inhales and exhales. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Soften all your muscles and bones into your mat. Find stillness here. Again, let go of your thoughts like a balloon as soon as you notice your mind has wandered. If it helps you to stay focused on your breath, you can. If you want to do a few more body scans, you're more than welcome to. Maybe shift your attention, focus to sounds you hear. Or maybe you want to do nothing. Just let your mind and body be still. I'll give you another moment here on your own, and I'll tell you when it's time to come out. yogis, if you have the gift of time and you'd like to stay where you are for a little bit longer, please honor yourself and do so. If you're ready to move on with the rest of your practice, and bring some soft movement into your hands and your feet. Maybe move your hands and circle your wrists and your feet. Maybe move your jaw around. Release tension in your face. When you're ready, roll towards one side, whatever side feels most supportive for you. Allow your arm to be your pillow. Keep your eyes closed. Really let all your muscles go as you hang here. Use the strength of your arms. Keep your spine soft and slowly push yourself up. Be gentle here into a comfortable cross-legged position. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your palms to touch your thumbs. Rest on your breastbone. Feel the warmth and the positive energy between your palms. Be grateful for your practice. Be thankful for yourself for making it to your mat. Bring your thumbs at your third eye, the pocket of energy found right in between your eyebrows. Bow forward. Thank yourself for making the choice to be here, to work on your mind, your body, and your spirit. Until next time, namaste. Thank you very much.